Well, this is as good a time as any to start a video. If you know how to read the file descriptions of the actual video that I upload, you'll understand. And as my good old Newfie friends would say, because there is a spot in my heart for Labrador, because I spent 9 years there. What did we leave these things to? No, that sucked. Anyway, I actually thought hard about that and I just totally fucked it up. Anyway, where did we leave things to? Last night I ran out of battery. What does that mean? That means the last video, number 16, was cut off. And what was I telling you? What parts I had left over? Well, I found out why this bolt won't go in. I'm gonna have to rewire or reroute either this hose, fuel hose, but most probably this fuel hose up and in here, this one here that you can hear, because I'm not being able to push in all the way to get the screw into the hole. I didn't get the front fairings on because the front fairings that cover this area. Oh, that's the wrong one. These things, whatever, something like this. I don't know. It goes in here somewhere. Anyway, I can't put these on because the gas tank's in. I got to put these ones in first, so I fucked that shit up. I'm not going to take the gas tank off now. I am going to check the air pressure in the tires because I moved her yesterday and they're way low. But this is what the beast looks like put back together. Now granted, I don't have the mirrors on it. I don't have the rear seat on it. And I don't have the saddlebags on it. But all in all, that's how I'm going to be riding her most of the time, like this. So that's my baby. I'm 99% sure she's going to run today. Oh, this wind is horrible. Why do I know that she's going to run today? Because, why? How do I explain this? Oh, that looked better in the reflection. There we go. That is way cooler. Oh, look at that. I can even do one of these things. I can actually sit on something. Okay, oh, I just took a picture. Okay, so why do I think 90% this thing's gonna run? Well, I cleaned out the carbs once already, last summer. But I didn't take them 100% completely apart because I had some screws that were stripped and I didn't bother taking them out. I made a whole bunch of errors in my video, but you would still get the drift. For example, I reversed the numbers in the carburetors. I corrected it on the titles, so the titles are correct. But this is 1 and that is 2, and I was calling them backwards. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, because I didn't take the carbs 100% apart last time, I got cylinder number 2 running, but number 1 wouldn't start. Well, when I got apart that piece, because I drilled everything out and fixed it and got my dead screws out and replaced them with bolts and all that neat stuff and nonsense and muck-aroundery, I took the jet out to clean it and it was 100% clogged. So everything is back together, cleaned again. Everything's adjusted and set up as of last night, and you didn't see the final product because 1, it was dark, and 2, I ran out of battery. So now I've got to take these cowlings off again. I'm going to check my tire pressures. I'm going to pump up my tires. And then I'm going to hook up my battery, which is the battery from my truck, this big old beast, with these cables. And as a matter of fact, before I do that, I'm actually going to take my headlight out, because my headlight is a huge draw of power. And if I take the headlight out, my battery lasts longer because I'm cranking my starter. So yeah, so that's what the plan is today. It's nice enough to do this, but it's not nice enough for me to take my gas tank off and rerun some fuel lines to get this to sit proper. But I'm not worried about it, because I'm not even going to drive it just up and down the parking lot for now, because I've got to adjust the clutch and the transmission and the brakes and the suspension. And I gotta fine tune the carburetors. The way they're set right now are essentially at factory settings. So there is absolutely no reason, because it's clean, that this shouldn't start and run. It will run. It might not run well, but it should run. From there, I have to play with my air fuel mixture screw, and there's 2 of them, 1 on each carb. And ideally you need a tachometer to do this, but this bike doesn't have one, so I'm going to do that with my ear. I'm competent enough with motors that I know what 1,000 RPM sounds like. 1,200 RPM, 800 RPM, 1,500, 2,000. I'm close enough. And you adjust that with this screw up here, and there's 2 of them. Then I'll adjust my idle, which is screwing this in and out here. And boy is it cold out. So I gotta turn my pump on and do my tires, take my headlight out. That's what I'm gonna do right now.